What if I told you that there's an ancient secret, practiced by only 1% of people, that can instantly transform how others treat you? A method so powerful that it turns disrespect into respect, weakness into strength, and chaos into unshakable calm? Today, we're diving deep into the Stoic philosophy that emperors, warriors, and the greatest minds in history used to command respect without saying a word. This isn't about being aggressive or confrontational. It's about something far more powerful. But before we unlock this ancient wisdom, I need you to do something for me. Hit that subscribe button right now, because this channel is dedicated to bringing you life-changing Stoic insights every single day. And if this video transforms how you handle disrespect, drop a comment below sharing your experience. Your story could inspire thousands of others on their Stoic journey. Now let's discover why Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca never had to raise their voice to command a room. Here's something that will blow your mind. The people who demand respect the loudest are usually the ones who get it the least. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how the most insecure people are often the most aggressive when they feel disrespected? The ancient Stoics understood something profound about human nature that modern psychology is only now catching up to. They knew that true respect isn't something you can force, demand, or manipulate out of people. It's something you earn through your character, your responses, and most importantly, your unshakable inner strength. Marcus Aurelius, who literally ruled the Roman Empire, wrote in his Meditations how much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does, but only to what he does himself. This wasn't just philosophical poetry. This was a battle-tested strategy from a man who commanded legions and governed millions. He understood that the moment you react emotionally to disrespect, you've already lost the game. But here's where it gets interesting. The Stoics didn't just ignore disrespect. They had a systematic approach to transforming it into respect. They had a secret weapon that made them virtually immune to insults, manipulation, and attempts to diminish their authority. And that secret weapon? It's called the discipline of perception. Epictetus, who went from slave to one of the most respected philosophers in history, taught us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. But this isn't just feel-good philosophy. This is a practical framework for handling disrespect that works every single time. Let me break down the 3 levels of the discipline of perception. Level 1, the immediate response. When someone disrespects you, your brain immediately wants to categorize it as an attack. Your fight or flight response kicks in. Your ego screams for justice. But the Stoic asks a different question. Is this actually about me, or is this about them? Think about the last time someone was rude to you. Were they having a bad day? Were they insecure about something? Were they projecting their own pain onto you? 9 times out of 10, disrespect says nothing about you and everything about the person giving it. Level 2, the reframe. Here's where the magic happens. Instead of seeing disrespect as an attack, the Stoic sees it as information. It's data about the other person's character, their emotional state, their level of wisdom. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." When someone disrespects you, they're actually giving you a gift. They're showing you exactly who they are. And wise people don't get angry at information. They use it. Level 3, the response. This is where only 1% of people operate. Instead of reacting from emotion, you respond from wisdom. Instead of defending your ego, you demonstrate your character. Instead of lowering yourself to their level, you elevate the entire interaction. But how exactly do you do this? How do you transform disrespect into respect in real time? That's what we're covering next. And it's going to change everything about how you navigate difficult people. The ancient Stoics identified 4 fundamental pillars that automatically generate respect, even from people who initially disrespect you. Master these 4 pillars, and you'll join that elite 1% who never have to worry about how others treat them. Pillar 1, unshakable composure. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayals, wars, plagues, and personal tragedies that would break most people. Yet he remained composed. Why? Because he understood that your emotional state is your choice, not your circumstance. Here's the practical application. When someone disrespects you, take a breath. Not because you're trying to calm down, but because you're choosing your response. That pause, that moment of conscious choice, immediately signals to everyone watching that you're operating from a position of strength, not reactivity. Imagine someone interrupts you in a meeting and dismisses your idea. The 99% react immediately. They get defensive, they argue, they show frustration. The 1% pause, acknowledge what was said, and then calmly continue with their point or ask a clarifying question. Who do you think the room respects more? Pillar 2, radical ownership. This is perhaps the most counterintuitive Stoic principle, but it's also the most powerful. Epictetus taught that you are responsible for your own experience, regardless of what others do to you. This doesn't mean accepting abuse. It means taking ownership of your response. When you own your experience completely, something magical happens. People can't manipulate you anymore. They can't push your buttons because you've taken responsibility for your buttons. Here's a real-world example. Someone makes a sarcastic comment about your work. Instead of getting defensive, you say, "You know what, you might have a point. Help me understand what you're seeing that I'm missing." Boom. You just transformed a potential conflict into a learning opportunity. You showed strength, not weakness. You demonstrated confidence, not insecurity. Pillar 3, value-based responses. The Stoics were obsessed with virtue, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. They made every decision based on these values, not on their emotions or what others thought of them. When you respond to disrespect based on your values rather than your emotions, you automatically command respect. Why? Because people recognize authenticity and strength, even when they disagree with you. Let's say someone publicly criticizes you unfairly. A value-based response might be, "I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. I'd like to understand your perspective better so we can find a solution that works for everyone." You're not agreeing with unfair criticism, but you're demonstrating wisdom, justice, and courage in your response. Pillar 4, strategic detachment. This is the secret weapon that separates the masters from everyone else. Strategic detachment means you care about outcomes, but you're not attached to them. You do your best, but you don't tie your self-worth to other people's reactions. Seneca wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When you're strategically detached, disrespect literally cannot touch you. It bounces off you like water off a duck's back. But here's the key, this isn't about being cold or uncaring. It's about being so secure in your own worth that other people's opinions, while interesting, don't define you. Now, let's get practical. I'm going to give you 5 specific techniques that the ancient Stoics used to transform disrespect into respect, and you can start using them today. Technique 1, the Aurelius pause. Named after Marcus Aurelius, this is the foundation of all Stoic responses. When faced with disrespect, you pause and ask yourself, what would the best version of myself do right now? This isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. That pause creates space between stimulus and response, and in that space lies your power. Your boss publicly criticizes your work in front of the team. Instead of immediately defending yourself, you pause and think, what would the best version of myself do? Maybe that's asking for specific feedback. Maybe it's acknowledging what you can improve. Maybe it's scheduling a private conversation. The key is that you choose your response instead of reacting automatically. Technique 2, the Epictetus reframe. Epictetus taught us to distinguish between what's up to us and what's not up to us. Someone's disrespectful behavior? Not up to you. Your response to it? Completely up to you. The reframe works like this. Instead of thinking they're being disrespectful to me, you think they're showing me their character, and I get to choose how I respond. Technique 3, the Seneca redirect. Seneca was a master of turning negative energy into positive outcomes. When faced with disrespect, he would redirect the conversation toward solutions, learning, or mutual benefit. Someone says, "Your presentation was terrible." Instead of getting defensive, you redirect. "I want to make sure I'm delivering value. What specifically would make future presentations more useful for you?" You've just transformed criticism into coaching, disrespect into collaboration. Technique 4. The virtue filter. Before responding to any disrespect, run it through the 4 Stoic virtues. Wisdom. What's the wise response here? Justice. What's fair for everyone involved? Courage. What would courage look like in this moment? Temperance. What's the balanced, measured response? Technique 5. The dichotomy of control. This is the ultimate Stoic technique. You focus 100% of your energy on what you can control, your thoughts, your responses, your actions, and 0% on what you can't control, other people's behavior, opinions, or reactions. When you master this dichotomy, disrespect becomes irrelevant. Not because you don't care, but because you're so focused on what you can control that what you can't control loses its power over you. Now let's talk about why these techniques work so well. Modern neuroscience and psychology have validated what the Stoics knew 2,000 years ago about human behavior and respect. The mirror neuron effect. When you remain calm and composed in the face of disrespect, you're literally changing the brain chemistry of everyone around you. Mirror neurons cause people to unconsciously mirror your emotional state. If you're agitated, they become agitated. If you're calm and confident, they become calmer and more receptive. The authority bias. Humans are hardwired to respect people who demonstrate emotional control and wisdom under pressure. It's an evolutionary survival mechanism. We instinctively follow people who can stay calm in chaos because they're more likely to make good decisions. When you respond to disrespect with Stoic principles, you're triggering this ancient authority bias. People may not consciously realize it, but they start seeing you as someone worth respecting and following. The contrast principle. Here's something fascinating. When everyone else is reacting emotionally to disrespect, and you respond with wisdom and composure, the contrast makes you stand out dramatically. You become the adult in a room full of children. The reciprocity loop. When you treat someone with respect, even when they're disrespecting you, you create what psychologists call a reciprocity loop. Most people feel compelled to match the level of respect you show them, even if they started from a negative place. But here's the most important part. This isn't manipulation. This is authentic strength. You're not trying to control other people's responses. You're simply being the best version of yourself regardless of how others behave. And that authenticity? That's what creates lasting respect, not just temporary compliance. Let's bring this down to earth with some real-world scenarios where you can apply these Stoic principles immediately. Scenario 1. The workplace bully. You have a colleague who constantly undermines you in meetings, makes sarcastic comments about your work, and tries to make you look bad in front of the boss. The 99% response: get angry, fight back, complain to HR, or avoid the person. The 1% Stoic response: use the virtue filter. Ask yourself, how can I respond with wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance? Maybe that's addressing the behavior directly, but respectfully. Maybe it's focusing on delivering exceptional work that speaks for itself. Maybe it's finding ways to collaborate that benefit everyone. Next time they make an undermining comment, try this: I appreciate you bringing up concerns. Let's schedule some time to discuss how we can work together more effectively. You've just transformed workplace drama into professional development. Scenario 2. The disrespectful family member. We all have that family member who pushes our buttons, criticizes our choices, and seems to enjoy making us feel small. The Stoic approach: remember that their behavior is about them, not you. Use the Epictetus reframe. They're showing you their character, and you get to choose your response. Instead of taking the bait, you might say, I can see this is important to you. Help me understand your perspective. You're not agreeing with their criticism, but you're responding from strength, not reactivity. Scenario 3. The rude customer or client. Someone is yelling at you, blaming you for things outside your control, and treating you like you're beneath them. The Stoic response: use strategic detachment. Their emotional state is not your responsibility, but your response is. Focus on solving the problem, not managing their emotions. I understand you're frustrated, and I want to help resolve this. Let's focus on what we can do to fix the situation. You've just redirected anger into problem solving. Scenario 4. Social media trolls. Someone leaves a nasty comment on your post, trying to provoke you into an argument. The Stoic approach applies the dichotomy of control. You can't control their comment, but you can control whether you engage, how you engage, or if you engage at all. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response. Sometimes it's a thoughtful, measured reply that elevates the conversation. The key is choosing consciously, not reacting automatically. Now, I want to be honest with you. Mastering these Stoic principles isn't going to happen overnight. It's a practice, not a destination. But here's what you can expect as you develop these skills. Week 1. The awareness phase. In your first week of practicing Stoic responses to disrespect, you'll mainly be building awareness. You'll start noticing your automatic reactions, catching yourself before you respond emotionally, and beginning to create that crucial pause between stimulus and response. Don't expect perfection. Expect progress. Weeks 2 to 4. The practice phase. This is where the real work happens. You'll start applying the techniques we've discussed, the Aurelius pause, the Epictetus reframe, the Seneca redirect. Some attempts will feel awkward, others will feel natural. That's normal. Remember, Marcus Aurelius practiced these principles for decades and still wrote reminders to himself in his personal journal. This is a lifelong practice, not a quick fix. Months 2 to 6, the integration phase. This is where the magic happens. The Stoic responses start becoming more natural. You'll find yourself automatically asking, what would wisdom look like here, instead of immediately reacting to disrespect. People will start noticing the change in you. They'll comment on your composure, your wisdom, your strength. But more importantly, you'll notice the change in yourself. Beyond 6 months, the mastery phase. At this point, responding to disrespect with Stoic principles becomes second nature. You'll find that people rarely disrespect you anymore, not because you become intimidating, but because you've become respectable. You'll join that elite 1% who never have to worry about how others treat them, because they've mastered how they treat themselves and others. Here's something the ancient Stoics understood that most people miss. When you master the art of handling disrespect, you don't just change your own life. You change the lives of everyone around you. The family effect. When you stop reacting emotionally to disrespect at home, your family dynamics transform. Children learn emotional regulation by watching you. Spouses feel safer expressing themselves because they know you won't explode. Family gatherings become more peaceful because you're not contributing to the drama. The workplace effect. When you respond to workplace disrespect with Stoic principles, you become a leader regardless of your title. People start coming to you for advice, including you in important decisions, and treating you as someone worth respecting. But here's the most powerful part. You become a model for others. When people see you handling disrespect with wisdom and composure, they start wondering how they can do the same. The social effect. In social situations, you become the person who elevates conversations instead of escalating conflicts. You become someone people want to be around because you bring out the best in others instead of the worst. The generational effect. This is the big one. When you master these principles, you break generational cycles of reactivity, drama, and disrespect. You model a better way for your children, your students, your ments. The Stoics believed that philosophy should be practical. It should change how you live. When you apply these principles to handling disrespect, you're not just improving your own life. You're contributing to a more respectful, wise, and peaceful world. Before we wrap up, let me share the most common mistakes people make when trying to apply Stoic principles to disrespect, and how you can avoid them. Mistake 1. Confusing Stoicism with passivity. Some people think being Stoic means being a doormat. That's completely wrong. Stoicism is about responding from strength, not weakness. Sometimes the wise response is to set firm boundaries. Sometimes it's to walk away. Sometimes it's to address the behavior directly. The key is that you're choosing your response based on wisdom and virtue, not emotion and ego. Mistake 2. Trying to be perfect immediately. Remember, Marcus Aurelius was still reminding himself of these principles after decades of practice. Don't expect to master this overnight. Celebrate small wins, learn from setbacks, and keep practicing. Mistake 3. Using Stoicism to avoid difficult conversations. Some people use strategic detachment as an excuse to avoid addressing real problems. That's not Stoicism, that's avoidance. Sometimes courage requires having difficult conversations, setting boundaries, or standing up for what's right. The difference is that you're having these conversations from a place of wisdom and strength, not anger and reactivity. Mistake 4. Expecting others to change. The goal isn't to make other people respect you. It's to become the kind of person who naturally commands respect. Focus on your own character, your own responses, your own growth. The respect will follow naturally. Mistake 5. Forgetting the long game. Stoicism is about building character over time, not winning individual interactions. Sometimes the wise response doesn't feel satisfying in the moment, but it builds the kind of reputation and relationships that serve you for life. So there you have it, the ancient secret that only 1% of people use to transform disrespect into respect. It's not about being aggressive, manipulative, or confrontational. It's about being so grounded in your own worth and wisdom that other people's disrespect simply cannot touch you. The 4 pillars: unshakable composure, radical ownership, value-based responses, and strategic detachment will serve you in every area of your life. The 5 techniques: the Aurelius pause, the Epictetus reframe, the Seneca redirect, the virtue filter, and the dichotomy of control, give you practical tools you can use starting today. But remember, this is just the beginning. Stoicism is a lifelong practice, a way of building character and wisdom that serves you in every situation. Now, I want to hear from you. In the comments below, share one situation where you're going to apply these Stoic principles this week. Maybe it's with a difficult coworker, a challenging family member, or just the next person who tries to disrespect you. Your commitment in the comments will inspire others and help build our community of modern Stoics. And if this video has given you value, if it's changed how you think about respect and disrespect, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're building something special here at Daily Stoic Insights, and I don't want you to miss a single video that could transform your life. Also, check the first comment and the description below for a special resource I've created to help you on your Stoic journey. It's a practical guide that will accelerate your progress and help you master these principles faster. Remember, the goal isn't to never face disrespect. It's to become the kind of person who transforms disrespect into respect through the power of character, wisdom, and unshakable inner strength. You have everything you need to join that elite 1%. The question is, will you choose to use it? Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and keep building the life you deserve.